Hello, my sewing friends. I am Jen, and this is my sewing room where I am going to show you how I have just recently learned how to fold things, and it's magic. I'm not even kidding. And I'm not sure whether I found this, like if I saw it on a video where people were folding things, or if I don't know, just figured it out. I don't know. I'm sure someone has thought of this before, but it is an ingenious, magic way to fold your clothes so everything is in a packet that you can then file like this. Like in your drawers, you can just look down and see where you've got them. This works for fabric. This and this are fabric. A dress with tiered layers. A pair of cargo pants, and it'll also work with jeans, a little tank top, and a button front shirt. So I'm going to show you how to do all of these, and you are going to be amazed. Trust me. Okay, let me start with this. Here is all that you do. If you want, you can fold this in half, but I don't like to do that. I like to do it this way. You just take the side seam and you kind of gauge where the sides of the neckline are, and just do this. Just fold it in so that you're kind of at that neckline, kind of not, you know. Don't try and be exacting. Just kind of fold it in, and then you fold the other side in the same way, like this. And so you have the two sides folded in. Now I'm going to take the end with the hem, the end that's straight, and I'm going to fold it up about that much. Okay? Now, the magic of this is that now I've formed a pocket where I folded these two edges in. When I fold this up, I have a pocket right here. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold this from the top down, and then I'm going to take this part that I folded and I'm going to tuck it in here into this pocket like this. And you can straighten it out, do whatever you want. You know, if you're a perfectionist, then you can, you know, fiddle with it until you get a perfect box. But that's it. Now I can put this like this into my drawer and file everything like that. Magic. Okay, so there was that. Now let's do this. This is just an Oxford cloth shirt that I have that fits me amazingly, and I thrifted it a while ago. It is Cabin Creek. I think that's JCPenney, I'm not sure. Okay, so this gets hung, but let's say I was going on a trip and I was going to take it with me, so I want to put it in my suitcase. So I'm going to smooth it out as much as I can. You can button it if you want. I'm not going to, because you don't have to. Okay, so I've got it kind of smoothed out for the most part. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of gauge where this is, kind of where the neckline is, and I'm going to fold over a little bit past center, like that. And I'm just going to leave the sleeve where it is. Or, you know, you can fold it back if you want. The idea here is we're going to make squares. So fold this side in, and you can see that this is wider than this was. But that's okay. It really doesn't make any difference unless you're set on everything being the same size if you're going to fold things and put them in your drawers. T-shirts are the easiest thing to do this with. Okay, so I'm going to fold up my pocket edge, and you can fold this up more. You can fold it up less. I think, you know, somewhere in between there is usually the best, because then the bulk that you have from folding this will fit nicely in here. But again, because I folded both in, I've got a pocket here. Now the pocket is looser because I didn't button this, but I can always use this and the pocket part by that's two layers here, and then where I folded them in, that would be the inside of the pocket. Okay, so once again, I'm going to fold, and then important, when you fold this, you can fold it, you can fold this a little bit and then this a lot, or however you want to do it. But the important thing is that you want these two edges, this folded edge and this folded edge. You want two folded edges. And it doesn't matter how big this is, it just needs to butt up against your pocket part. So, okay, so now I've got this folded edge. I'm going to use 2 layers. I could just use this one, but I'm going to go ahead and go under where the placket was, the button placket, and use these 2 layers. And it's probably going to be easier because I've got that loose. Now, if I were going to do this and I was packing, I would probably button up the shirt. But you can see that if you don't, you still get a square. Now, I mean, I could fiddle with this and get it all straight. You can do this, pull this in, like I say, fiddle with it. There we go. Now I've got another little pocket thing. Okay, let's try the pants this time. Now I've done this with jeans too. Now this is gonna be a little bit different because we've got this crotch seam, and we all know from having made pants that it's wider in the back than it is in the front. So what I like to do is put them front side down, and that way I can deal with this little bit of extra. And so what I'm going to do is fold that kind of to the side, and then I'm going to fold one leg over the other like that. Same principle, but in this case I'm going to fold the waistband down, and I'm going to go ahead and tuck this end, the pants hem end, into here. Because with a lot of pairs of pants, now this pair of pants, it's not necessarily as critical a thing, but like with jeans, when you do jeans, you've got a narrower hem and a wider top. So when you fold it down, you've got not just the bulk, but you've got a wider thing here to tuck into a narrow thing here. So it's easier if you tuck the hem end into the waistband. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to fold up the waistband. This is obviously this is the opposite problem because this waistband is smaller, but it still works. Okay, so there's my waistband. I'm going to fold this, fold it again, so I've got folded edges meeting the fold, the pocket edge, and then I'm just going to tuck this in. Whoops. Works better on jeans, obviously, for the very reasons that I told you, but it still works with these too. There we go. Now the pocket's sticking out a little bit, but that's just the point. It's not perfect. It's just you want to kind of get it into a square that's going to be easy to file like that. Isn't this the greatest thing? I'm obsessed. All my clothes are being folded like this now. Okay, so there's that. Now let's get to a dress. Now, let's say I'm going on vacation or I'm going on a trip and I have this dress that's got all of these ruffles. It's a tiered dress. Whoops, I've got tissues in the pocket. That won't do because I don't want it to be lumpy. Okay, so here's the dress, the skirt of the dress, and here's the top. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is deal with all of this fullness right here. And you want a straight line. So you do whatever you have to do to get to a straight line. So I know the center is about there because you can kind of see it's right about there. So I'm going to take this and fold it over a little bit past the center. And then I'm going to fold it a little bit again, just so I get kind of a straight line going here. See how I'm kind of lining that up with this shoulder edge and the neckline. So I've got now a straight line going. So you just keep folding and fiddling until you can get it to where you want it. Now I'm going to fold this part over, and I've got my neckline kind of about the same. Okay, but this is still way too wide. So I'm going to pull it over a little more and then fold it back. And now I've got enough that it's about the same as this. It's not quite the same, but you know. Now I can use this part as my folded edge. So if I fold this up, I've still got a pocket right here. You can see it's not even, or I can use the neckline as the pocket edge, like this. It still is a pocket, but it's not going to be as tight because I've just got these two narrow folded edges. Sometimes that works. It works better when you've got a t-shirt or something, but I'm going to use these folded edges because, let me reiterate, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're going for a square. So however you have to get it into a square, that's what you do. Okay, so there's my hem. I'm going to fold that up like that. I still have a pocket here. I also have a pocket here if I want it to be tighter. Just getting between the two upper layers and then down into the fold. Actually, that might work better. Okay, so I'm going to take the top and fold. I'm going to fold this a little smaller. Fold and then get my folded edge to meet the top of my pocket edge. So I have a fold here and a fold here. Got that? And I'm going to take and I'm going to go the second layer down. And I'm going to tuck this in like this. It's like a little packet. So let's try this with a piece of fabric. This is one of my scraps, so it's only a little over a yard. But you can do this with any length of fabric because what you're gonna do is put it in a small square. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this and I'm gonna go this way and I'm gonna get this cut edge here up where I can deal with it because I wanna make sure that that's the top that gets folded into it. So I don't know that I want it this wide. Now I could do it this wide and then just do it narrow or, you know, even a square. If you want to do that, that's fine. I'm going to do this into thirds like this. There. I'm going to bring the selvage ends in and then I'm going to bring the fold edge in like this. Almost to the edge here. All right, you know what? I'll just go ahead and go to the edge. Why not? There we go. There's that. Okay, so now my two edges, my selvage edge is folded and my fold edge right here is also folded. I've got one big long strip like that. Okay, so first thing I gotta do is set up my pocket. So I'm just gonna fold this up like that. And that's gonna be my pocket that I tuck it into. Now I'm going to take the other end and I'm going to start folding. Now I don't necessarily want to fold it to the same dimensions that I folded this. This stops right here and this is more narrow. I don't want to do that because it's a fair amount of bulk that I'm going to have to tuck into this pocket. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so fold. Now this time I'm going to show you something that doesn't work and how to fix it. Fold, 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 fold. Oh, now my folded edge is going way beyond my pocket. That's really okay. I mean, I could just stretch it down, but that means then I've got a lot of this at the top and I don't want to do that. So that's okay. I know I've got this much that I'm using, so I'm just going to make this fold a little more. I'm going to fold it up a little more this way. And then I'm going to go like that. Fold it again. And now I'm meeting my folded edge to my pocket edge. I've got two folds here. And all I'm going to do is tuck this in. Now I can use, again, just the one layer, or I can use two layers like that. I'm just going to use the one layer this time. So just tuck this in like this. You can do this with sheets. You can do it with tablecloths. You can do it with anything that you can get folded into a square. Now this is a little lumpy, that's okay. That's okay. If I wanted to fiddle with it enough, I could stretch it out and get it all flat like that. Okay, there. I got a square. If I wanted to fold my fabrics like this and file them, I could do that. Here I have some broadcloth that I have wrapped on one of my boards. This gets filed in the in my fabrics, and it gets filed like a book. Now this is already folded, but let's unfold it. Like just got it out of the washer or the dryer or whatever. Okay, so same thing. This is a little wider. It's like, I don't know, 60 wide, something like that. But, you know, it's all folded because it was folded on the bolt. But let's say I don't want to fold it that, let's say I want to fold it thinner than that. Okay, so I'm going to fold it in half. Like this. And this is a fair amount of fabric. This is probably a good 2 yards, something like that. Okay, so I'm folding it in half. And then I'm going to fold it in half again. So I only have this much. So I'm bringing my folded edge, let me do it this way. I'm bringing my folded edge over to where I folded it in half, like that. And just get it as, you know, smooth as you can. If it has a few, like if you're doing rayon or something, then if it has some wrinkles, don't worry about it. I've got strings everywhere. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, and you can make, you know what, let's just do it this way. You can make either edge your pocket edge. So let's say this is the pocket, except, you know, I've got an edge here that's not meeting there, so let's flip it over. That's okay. Like that. I can fiddle with it a little bit if I want to. Yeah, that's good. Now see, I've got a little bit of a rolled fold there, but I don't care. No, whatever. This is not rocket science. Okay, so I'm going to fold up right here. This is my pocket. Now I'm going to make it a little taller like that. That's my pocket. You can see that I've got a pocket edge there, or I can use 2 layers, and there's my pocket right there. Okay, let's fold this into the pocket. Okay, so I'm going to make it a little bit smaller than the width of my pocket, the depth of my pocket. Okay, so here I've got it a little bit shorter. You can kind of see that. And I'm just going to keep folding, 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 folding. Now I'm too far. So I can either make this smaller, or I can fold this smaller. And I think I'm going to fold this smaller because they're just, I don't know. I think it's easier to do that. So let me get it right. No big deal. Just start over and get it a little bit smaller. So now I'm folding it at about 4 inches. Like that. It's going to kind of grow as you get it down here. So there we go. Now it's still a little too long. Yep, one more time. Let me see if I can get it right. Okay, maybe if I fold it, maybe if I make this end a little bigger like that. There, you can see that that's bigger. Gives me a little more to work with. Okay, now I'm going to make this smaller. Yeah, that'll work. Now I still have a little bit here, but that's okay. That's kind of gonna account for the amount of bulk that this is. You can tell it's pretty thick and this is not. Okay, so now I'm just gonna tuck it in. I'm gonna go with 1 layer right here, and I'm just gonna tuck that around this, get it straightened out, get it tucked in, like that. You can go through 2 layers. This is a little bit loose. You know, maybe I should go through 2 layers because it is a little loose. There, you straighten that out a little more, like that. And fold it up again. Let's see. Let's try that. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to go through 2 layers right here. So I've got a pretty solid pocket there. Slide my folded edge into my pocket and kind of just work with it a little bit. Slide those corners in. They don't have to be crisp or anything like that. There we go. Now I have a square. There. Like I say, if you're a perfectionist and you want a perfect square, then just fiddle with it until you get one. But there we go. And I can, once again, file it this way. Actually, I probably could just put it in like that, like a book. But isn't that a great way to handle everything? All your textiles, all of your linens. So yeah, give that a try. It works great and it's kind of fun. So that is how you get from a whole lot of clothes to folded, neat things in little kind of packets, little pocket square shapes. The idea is that you get it into squares because squares are easy to stack, fold, maneuver. That's what Tetris is squares. So give this a try. Let me know if you already knew about it, where you found out about it. And if you're using it, then how are you using it? Give me all your tips and tricks in the comments, because when everybody reads the comments, everybody benefits. So yeah, give that a try. That's it for now for me. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.